Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we're going to be making heart marks or bookmarks inspired by the artist Chris Uphues that we just learned about. Chris Uphues is known for making lots of hearts in his art, which is perfect for this time of year. So I'm going to take one blank bookmark and I'm going to get out my supplies. I'm going to be starting with a pencil and a Sharpie marker. It's up to you if you use the thin Sharpie or a thick one. That's up to you and what kind of lines you want. I'm going to start out by holding my bookmark whichever way I want. It can be horizontal or vertical, and I should have written my name on the back. But I'm going to show you how to make a heart. I put a point up top and a point down low. These two dots are going to help me go up, around, and down, and up, around, and down on both sides because hearts are symmetrical. That just helps me guide and remember how to make a heart. But there is another way right here. You could make like the letter M, or kind of looks like a bird, and then a V connected to the bottom. Those are two different ways that you can make hearts or remember how to make hearts. I'm going to go with the 2-dot method and go up, around, and down, up, around, and down, and that's going to end at the bottom point. So always starting at the top point, going up, around, and then meeting back down at the bottom. Once I know that I like my heart, I can trace it with a Sharpie. In fact, you'll see that I'm going to draw the rest with just Sharpie because I feel pretty confident in my ability to make hearts now that I've practiced. So if you want to use a Sharpie, just know you can, but you can't erase it. So if you make a mistake, we gotta turn it into a happy accident. You're only going to get one bookmark at a time. You can make another if you finish one. I'm going to make sure my name and class cone is on the back, of course, and then I can get to designing. I'm going to fill my entire front of my bookmark with hearts. Only the front of it, because if I use Sharpie on the back, it's going to bleed through to the other side and start to look messy. I'm going to overlap some of my hearts here by looking like they're hiding behind the others. So by only drawing part of the heart, whether it looks like it's coming off the edge of the page or if it's hiding behind another heart, this is called overlapping, only showing part of it. It looks like one is closer to me and one is farther away because of that overlapping. So I'm fitting quite a few in here, but none too small because Chris Uphues is known for always putting what on top of his hearts? What are those things, those ovals I'm drawing? They look like eyes, and then I'm drawing a mouth and even a nose. You can add silly faces to all of your hearts. There are so many different ways you could draw your silly faces on your hearts. He's known for making those big eyes that look like cartoons. They even sometimes have eyelashes, sometimes have eyebrows, noses, and mouths. But the emotion of all of the hearts are usually happy. Chris Uphues' artwork is known for being super happy and positive. He wants to people who are looking at his art to feel happy when they see it. So I'm going to make all of my hearts pretty silly or happy. That way, when people look at this, or if I were to give it to a friend or a parent or a teacher or somebody, they would feel happy too. I'm not making any of my hearts angry. But you are the artist, so if you wanted to give your hearts different emotions, that is up to you. I'm going to fill all my space with different emotions on my hearts. Different eyes, different noses, different mouths. I'm using my Sharpie very carefully. If you wanted to and you had a really small heart, you could switch to the thinner Sharpie so you can get all those details in there. It was pretty hard to fit it. I'm going to try my best to get eyes, nose, and mouth on all of the hearts, even the ones that are smaller and overlapping in the background there. Then I'm even going to probably fill my background space. I want to make sure that my bookmark or my heart mark is very interesting. I don't just do one little heart and then say I'm done. I want to fill all of the space. That's what makes an interesting artwork. I'm going to make lots of different things to look at here instead of just one heart. So I want to make them all kind of interacting with each other. Maybe one's looking at another, maybe one's sticking his tongue out the other. They could even have hands or arms and legs if you wanted them to. You're the artist, so you get to make your own silly heart art today. You can even make another one if you finish one. In fact, I want to show you how you could make one that has arms and legs. Chris Uphues does sometimes draw full body hearts. By that I mean he draws ones that also have arms and legs on them. These ones I didn't have room to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and draw one that has arms and legs on it by making my heart like I know how, and then going in and drawing maybe the face, the arms, the legs. Maybe I'll start out with those legs. They're like 2 rectangles at the bottom, and then I put 2 circles in the bottom for the shoes or the feet. Now, I don't have a whole lot of room for the arms, but I'm going to make rectangles with little tiny nubs on the end for the hands, and then I can draw my silly face. That's basically how he draws his arms and his legs and his feet on his silly heart art. Now I can add things like eyelashes, eyebrows, nose, and mouth. They're all just made with simple lines. You could even add other things that make you happy, like I'm going to add a rainbow, maybe I'll add some flowers, but you could add anything you want. This is your cartoon heart art. As long as you make one bookmark inspired by the artist Chris Uphues, then you can go ahead and design another bookmark. That's up to you how you design it. Just make sure that anything you do has your name on the back. You make sure that you outline your pencil lines on the front with Sharpie, and then you color everything in. So once you do a great job drawing, then it's time to color. So it's like I'm making my own coloring bookmark right now. I'm making like a coloring book where everything has a black line on it so that I can go ahead and color in those lines. Notice I don't use my Sharpie to color anything in except for if I have like a little black dot for the eye or something like that. That's the only time I use it. Sharpies are for outlining or for just the outside edges or lines. I'm outlining everything with Sharpie and showing just the bold outlines. That way I can color them in with crayons or markers next. So I'm going to go ahead and fill my space just by making some lines. Look how much more interesting that looks. These could even be rainbow lines. It could be anything I want back here. By adding more designs, I could have added polka dots, I could have added flowers, anything. It makes it way more interesting to look at. I could have added bubbles or anything, made them underwater, wherever you want. Now I'm going to use a combination of markers and crayons to color in my heart art. I'm coloring, I'm making sure to use a variety of colors and a variety of materials. With my marker, I make sure I outline my heart using the side of my marker very carefully, and then I can color in, but I don't color over the eyes. I want to leave those details white or a different color. Keep in mind that markers often are darker than crayons, so colors like dark blue or dark purple might not show up as well and show your details. So I might want to use crayons instead for some of those darker colors. Whatever you create today is going to be awesome, artists. I cannot wait to see and celebrate reading with your bookmarks. Have fun!